Like many people, when the shamelessly campy trailer for the killer doll robot movie M3GAN dropped online, I got giddy with excitement and marked the release date in my calendar. Then, when it was announced the movie would be rated PG-13, I suddenly lost interest. Then, when M3GAN came out, it was universally praised by critics and became a huge box office hit, so my interest level ticked right back up. It was my own damn fault. I shouldn't have underestimated the power of a really well-made PG-13 horror movie. The effectiveness of a horror film has much more to do with the craft of the filmmakers than the amount of gore allowed on screen. The MPAA doesn't give a shit about traumatizing children with intense terror or nail-biting suspense. As long as there's no red blood on the screen and you don't drop too many F-bombs, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. There's a ton of great horror movies that didn't break the R barrier. M3GAN is just the latest in a long line of great PG-13 horror films.
If she comes in this room, I'll rip your head right off your neck, I swear to God.
Don't come in here, Katie. It's kind of a mess.
Aunt Jem is right, Katie. I'm all odds and ends right now. I'd really rather you didn't see me like this. It sounds like you're fighting.
We're not fighting!
M3GAN doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's just as much fun as you want it to be. I can't imagine making the violence more graphic would have enhanced the movie in any way. They might have cut out the blood, but they didn't cut out the brutality. M3GAN rips a bully's ear off before chasing him in front of a moving car. Actually showing the kid getting creamed by the car would have been unnecessary. It's shocking enough when you see that the car has hit him so hard it sent the shoe flying off his foot. This story is a great satire of humanity's reliance on technology. This is what happens when you give your Alexa arms and legs and let it raise your child. M3GAN tackles a big theme in a delightfully unpretentious way. One could call M3GAN's commentary unsubtle, but so what? Who wants a movie about an evil killer doll robot to be subtle? One of the joys of taking on a lofty subject in the context of horror is the ability to get really heavy-handed with it. You don't need to be nuanced at all. You can demonstrate the dangers of technology by having a piece of technology kill a bunch of people. Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell is another great PG-13 horror film. This movie marked Raimi's return to campy, slapsticky, Evil Dead-style horror after making 3 Spider-Man movies back-to-back. The MPAA might put restrictions on gore, but they don't restrict gross-out gags. You can put an eyeball into a slice of cake and vomit a swarm of maggots into someone's mouth, and the MPAA won't bat an eye. Drag Me to Hell is one of Raimi's Raimiest movies. It doesn't matter that it's not rated R. It's just as ballsy as any of the Evil Deads. It's just less bloody. A Quiet Place, also rated PG-13, creates terror and suspense with its use of silence. As soon as someone makes a noise, the aliens swoop in so fast to snatch up their prey that it's impossible to see the bloodshed. But once you've seen what happens when those aliens hear a sound, you dread the moment someone breaks the silence. A Quiet Place is full of great set pieces. The kids get stuck in a corn silo and almost drown in corn. Pregnant Emily Blunt goes into labor with a bloodthirsty alien lurking around the house. These aren't R-rated situations, but they're just as tense and terrifying as anything you'll find in an R-rated horror film. The Others is a hair-raising PG-13 ghost story. Nicole Kidman gives an incredible performance as a mother who begins to fear her house is haunted. Alejandro Amenabar creates a wonderfully creepy atmosphere with his direction and musical score. You can't censor atmosphere. The Others has a doozy of a twist. Building around a twist is a good way to spook audiences without resorting to shocking violence. Most Shyamalan movies are rated PG-13. The Sixth Sense, Signs, Split. Fuck, that's a lot of S sounds. There are unrated versions of a lot of these movies, including M3GAN, but they frankly don't add much to the proceedings besides gratuitous gore. The PG-13 versions are fine just the way they are. PG-13 horror movies aren't guaranteed to be disappointing any more than R-rated horror movies are guaranteed to be satisfying. Jaws was rated PG in a pre-PG-13 world, and that's one of the scariest movies ever made. What you don't see is infinitely more terrifying than what you do see. It's why the relatively bloodless original Texas Chainsaw movie is much more effective than its many blood-drenched sequels and reboots. How scary a horror movie is isn't determined by its rating. There are plenty of PG-13 horror films that will frighten the shit out of you, and plenty of R-rated horror films that won't elicit as much as a jump scare.
Where the fuck did that come from? What is
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. Remember to like and subscribe and click on the little bell. And also seize the day and call your mom and be kind to yourself.